Dear Diary, this week has been nothing short of a heart-pounding adventure, plunging me headfirst into a realm of the undead and giant zombies. Yes, I said, zombies. The Metropolis History Museum, usually a haven of quiet knowledge, transformed into a battleground where ancient curses and supernatural forces collided. It all began with a murder mystery surrounding the unfortunate demise of archaeologist Dr. Jordan. Ms. Jane Hogan stumbled upon his lifeless body sprawled in front of the imposing sarcophagus of King Tush. The police swiftly pointed the accusatory finger at Ms. Hogan. In the absence of any concrete evidence, her fingerprints on the deadly syringe became the damning proof that led to her conviction for the murder. A swift trial condemned her to prison for poisoning the brilliant Egyptologist.
That's all.
A few days later, a mysterious call from a Dr. Wilson at the Egyptian Museum reached Clark Kent, our very own mild-mannered reporter, urging him to the museum to hear an alternative theory about Dr. Jordan's demise.
But I'll be right over. I'll see you later, Lois. Doctor's orders.
Doctor, my eye.
Claiming it was a doctor's appointment, Clark made his way to the museum, and naturally, my insatiable curiosity propelled me to tail him discreetly.
Dr. Jordan was the world's foremost student of hieroglyphics. Most of our priceless specimens were brought back by him, even the mummy of King Tush. Among his possessions, I uncovered this ancient Egyptian tablet and find it to be a secret curse of the tomb of King Tush. He who disturbs the eternal sleep of King Tush shall perish. This tablet may well be Miss Hogan's passport to freedom. Come with me, please.
At the museum, the professor explains to Clark how he believes that Dr. Jordan was actually killed by a mummy's curse. He takes Clark through the Egypt exhibit at the museum and tells him the story of King Tush. I followed them, making sure not to be seen. Before his death, the 12-year-old Tush's father, the old pharaoh who ruled the north and warred against the south, commanded his giant, superhuman guards to swear an oath to protect his son throughout eternity.
12 now ruled the kingdom of 10 million people, but the boy was not fashioned.
After his death, Tush became the pharaoh. Shortly after that, King Tush became ill, already young and sickly, and eventually died. Keeping their promise to the old pharaoh, the 12-feet-tall giant sentinels committed suicide by drinking poison in order to protect King Tush in the afterlife. Call me immature, but I had to chuckle whenever the Egyptologist said, "King Tush," while I was trying to be inconspicuous.
The burial vault exactly as he first discovered.
Dr. Jordan, it turns out, was playing with forces beyond his understanding. He had been experimenting with an ancient formula, attempting to revive the mummies of King Tush's guards. Dr. Jordan had tampered with the fluid of life, injecting the mummies of the royal guards before meeting his death. It seems that he dabbled in necromancy, trying to resurrect the dead. In a chilling revelation, we learned that Dr. Jordan had succeeded in opening the tomb, but fell victim to a poisoned spike, bringing about his demise.
But what you don't know, Mr. Kent, and what I am equally certain of, is that Dr. Jordan violated the ancient warning by attempting to open the
Clark,
coffin of
seemingly
King
aware of the danger, deftly pressed a concealed button on the sarcophagus. A poisoned spike shot out, somehow narrowly missing him or not affecting him at all. It all happened so fast. As Clark triggered the needle trap, he somehow opened the tomb. As the sarcophagus creaked open, a radiant light emitted from King Tush's jeweled amulet. Panic set in when I heard my own scream. The mummy of one of the guards revived, setting off a signal that awakened another. Soon, 4 of the undead towering figures emerged, bursting out of their mummified restraints and ready to unleash their wrath upon us. Before I knew it, one of the giants picked up my poor Clark, and he was thrown into a sarcophagus like a piece of ragdoll. The professor and I tried to make a break for it. Clark started punching his way out of the sarcophagus, and Superman sprang up. "Wait, what?" No time to process this. I started punching at the big lug, even though he didn't feel anything. It was like punching a brick wall. Both hands were fractured. Superman came out from under the fallen columns, swooped in, and rescued us from a fiery death. The epic battle that unfolded between Superman and the undead mummies was nothing short of cinematic. Superman literally brought the house down on top of us. The events that transpired between Superman and the mummy were partly a blank canvas in my memory, a void waiting to be filled. I woke up in the hospital with my arms bandaged from the burns suffered during this zombie ordeal.
Set. Free. This is one time I've scooped you, Lois.
Yes, lucky for you, I was hurt.
Incidentally, who told you I was at the museum?
My mummy done told me.
So, Clark finally beat me at our little game this time. He seemed gleeful and gloating that he scooped me on the story, but I believe, my dear diary, that I am the one who got the biggest scoop of the century. Memory lost my eye. Until then, your future Pulitzer Prize winner, Lois Lane.